All right, I'm going to show you this amazing app called Google Keep. And Google Keep is a great tool for you to use to organize to-dos and make lists for yourself. And you can even set reminders that link up to your Google Calendar, which is pretty awesome. So this is Google Keep. If you don't see Google Keep, it's in your launcher. So if you click on your launcher, and if it's not in your recently open apps, it would be under all apps. And it's one of the apps that's force installed out from us at the district. So it's this yellow light bulb Google Keep. And I recommend, if you're going to use it, that you pin it to your shelf. So you can do that by either right-clicking, which is a 2-finger tap on your trackpad, or by just clicking and dragging it down to your shelf. And then that app will be pinned to your shelf. So when you launch Google Keep, this is what it looks like. And it's a place for you to create notes. You can create labels for notes. You can color code your notes. You can make to-do lists. You can link it up with your Google Calendar and set reminders. You can insert images. The Android version of this app allows you to do handwriting as well. So it'll be interesting to see what that app looks like. But for right now, so if you're an Android user, use this app. You can sign into the same account and all your notes will sync, which is pretty cool. On iOS as well, same idea. Sign into your Google Keep account and then all your notes will appear. It's pretty cool. All right, so Google Keep. To take a note, if you just click into the note, you can create a note. So one way that I'm recommending that you use this tool would be to create notes for each one of your classes, where you make a list of homework assignments or things that you need to remember to do, or projects or planning pages, something along the lines of that. So one way that you could use it is by creating a block for each one of your classes. And then you could color code it by using the color palette here. So maybe I want all my blue notes to be ELA notes, and then click done. You can take another note. Maybe this will be my social studies class, and I want this to be red, and I can click done. And I'm going to show you some of the other features. That's one way that you could use it. Another way that you can use it is to create what's called a label. So if you click on this, you can create what's called a label. And so maybe I want a label for each one of the classes that I have, or I want homework, notes, reminders, projects, things like that. You could do it that way. So another way you could do it would be to do ELA like this, create a label note, and you can have more than one label. So all of my notes, you see how it gives it this tag over here, ELA, and then maybe this is homework, a homework note. And then I can have a homework list. I can also color code these as well, like this. So now you'll see the difference between just creating a note and then creating one with a label, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to open up this note. I'm going to show you some things that you can do in it. So the first thing that you could do is create a checkbox list, which is really nice. So if you click on the 3 dots, you can create a list item. So and now I have a to-do. If I hit enter, I can add another list item. I'm just going to put another one in. Okay, and you'll see I have this X over here, so I can delete something like that. And I can also hover. I get these little hashtags or dots at the left, and I can drag and drop my list items so I can arrange them by what's most important for me. When I've done something on my list, if I check it, it becomes a completed item in my list, which is pretty cool. If I uncheck it, it'll come back up to the top of my list, which is pretty cool. So I can also create a reminder. Now, the reminder is super awesome because it's going to link up with your Google Calendar, and it'll also like pop up, be like, boom, 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 you have to do this. So I'm going to set a reminder for today. I'm actually going to change the time on this to be nowish so that you can see what this looks like. So I'm going to choose custom, and I can add a time. So I'm going to do 6:27 because this will happen while I'm talking because I'm really good at it, talking. that is. And then you can choose the calendar here, and then you can hit save. And so it's going to remind me today at 6:27, this is going to pop up with my homework assignment. So I'm going to keep talking for a minute while that's running. I can also share my notes. This is a great way for you breaking kids up into groups in class to share a to-do list or who's working on what for the project with a checklist together. And so you could share your notes. I did that with a coworker while we were at a conference. It was really great. We could share each other's session notes. Super fun. You can also archive your notes when you're done with them. You'll have a whole archived notes section. And then you saw what was under here before, but you can make a copy of something. You can hide your checkboxes. You can also take a note and put it into a Google Doc. So like a shared note would work well with that. I'm going to click done. So it brings these tiles in like this. You can rearrange them, drag them, and drop them around. You can also change your view up here in the left. And you'll see, look, it's syncing, constantly syncing. So if I change my view this way, it'll just bring it like a list. So some people like the list view. Some people like a little bit of organized chaos. If you know me, you'll understand that why I'm choosing a little bit of organized chaos for my option. When I click on to take note, if I do it this way over here, and I just want to show you, look, this homework, annotate the reading, bring in signed syllabus just popped up at 6:27. So if I click in here, it's going to pop it up. And now I've been reminded, boop, it popped right up on my Chromebook. I didn't have to do anything else for this reminder to pop up, which is super awesome. Love it. Such a great way to do this and keep yourself on task and focused on what it is that you need to do. Super cool. So I did these things because it's Tuesday, so I did it. And now I can just close my list and hit done. I still have a homework thing, but I have my completed list in there as well. You can also delete them if you wanted to. If I select this right from here, it's going to create the list with the checkboxes already instead of having to go in here and say show checkboxes. And you'll see, look, I get happy cloud every time it's done syncing. It's good. You can also do a quick search for notes. So if you start using this and you get tons of notes, you can do a quick search, type in the name, find your note. The last thing I'm going to show you is over here under these hot dogs, there's a menu. So if you click out on your menu, you'll see you're in notes. This will show any of your quick reminders. So if you're setting reminders for yourself, you'll be able to jump into your reminders section. Use the reminders. It's pretty awesome. And then if you're using label tools, so if you had one of these for each one of your subjects, you could go in and just jump quick into all your ELA stuff that you need to do. Here's where all your archive stuff will be. If you trash a note, it'll be here. And you have a few settings, not a ton, changing like how your day looks. So if I should probably adjust my time to start a little bit earlier since I'm rolling so early this morning, but on cup 2 of my coffee, so it'll work well. Anyway, so that's Google Keep. Such an awesome tool. I highly recommend that you encourage yourself and your students to use it. It's a great way to keep yourself organized, on task, and focused. So enjoy.